Welcome to 3 Steps. This is the first part of a 3-part interview with Ben Caron. Ben Caron is an amazing human being. This man wants world peace, and he has a vision on how to do it. And one of the ways he does it is through music and through events and through creating experiences with video and incorporating his community and building community. Now, in this video, we talk about his path and his ideas on an evolved adult masculine being and how he's on that path to being that. How thinking about fatherhood impacted his way of looking at the world, how life's purpose, what that means to him, and how a life purpose, when you have that, how that can lead to wisdom. And finally, we can talk about his thoughts on being a grown-ass man. So, let's get into it. See you on the inside.
This is Ben.
Hi.
What would you like to tell the audience about who you are and what you do in your life?
My name is Ben Caron, and I create transformative experiences for people. Oftentimes that's in the form of music, yoga, theater, events. And my passion is being able to create experiences that people can step into and hopefully be changed, transformed, evolved, lifted in some sort of way.
Yeah. Ben is one of my favorite people on the planet. He's one of the first humans I got to really play with as an adult. And yeah, I'm encouraging play all the time, but like one of our birthday parties, his birthday party, we had a really good time at Disneyland where we played Pirates vs. Ninjas, and it was so much fun, and we played like a child, and it brought out and healed a really good part of me, and it was great to have that transformative experience with you, and it was just for something simple as being a yes to play. Yeah, I just figured I'd share that with you guys because it's really one of my favorite things about you is because you are a yes, and one of the things I do really appreciate about you is how well you use words and you phrase things, and like you encapsulate a moment. Like if we're at a meeting or something together, if we're doing something together in a group, you're like, okay, everybody, and you like, whoop, package it really nice and neatly, it's concisely, and it's really eloquent. And I'm really impressed with that. So anyways, I'm on tangents, but the conversation we're having today is about, being an adult, being a man, being masculinity. And the first question I'm gonna ask you is, was there a moment for you when you had like an aha, like, oh, I'm a man, or oh, I'm an adult? What was that like for you, or did you have that?
Yeah, I remember through like most of my early 20s when people would refer to me as a man, I would think, wow, that feels not true. That's not right. I still feel like a child. Like it feels like too much pressure, responsibility. It's not accurate to describe me as a man. I think it was right around when I turned 28, I think. And then I'm 31 now, and basically from 28 until 31 was like a transformative period for me. So there was no like switch that made me a man, but I think there were a series of experiences that helped me to evolve towards that sort of adult masculinity. Some of it had to do with like finances and my relationship to finances, my relationship to grounding and like the support system that I had around me. Some of it had to do with the considerations around fatherhood. I think once a person starts to take parenting into consideration, there are a series of psychological shifts that start to happen if one is really wanting to be like a fully prepared, conscious parent. And I think also the thing that I think I hear most from friends is the shift in life purpose. I think that there's a difference between when life feels like it's all about me, like I'm trying to accomplish things, and I feel like that's a very youthful attitude, and it's really necessary because children have to, when they leave the nest, they have to go out on their own, and so there's an element of like self-serving that needs to happen in order to establish yourself as like an independent being. But then as one transitions into the later parts of their lives, I think that sort of self-service element becomes tiresome, it's not as fulfilling, and once the grounding happens, once the stability comes into play, it's easier to like look out and see how am I going to impact and serve the world and the people around me. And I think that's the biggest shift into adulthood. And I don't even know if necessarily all people get to that place in their life, you know. Like I think it's some people can maintain a very sort of childish is not the right word, because I think there's elements of childishness that people should keep through their whole life, but some people spend their whole lives being very self-serving and never really turn out to like the world and see how they can serve. But I think for me that's the like that's the shift towards wisdom, you know, and I think wisdom is a part of being like an evolved adult masculine being.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, right on. Wow, look at that. That was impressive. Thank you. No, but that's the conversation though. That is the purpose of the website, is to have this kind of frame. Like I want the audience, I want you watching to recognize there's not just one way to do it, you know, and there's a lot of things that cause these shifts in you. You were saying you remembered that moment. Can you give us a little more detail about what that experience was like for you? Like
there was a time that came in which I had like an aha about, I am not a boy anymore, I am a man. And it was sort of a contrast to that moment I was explaining earlier, when people would say, like, you know, some people say, are we allowed to curse on this?
No, of course, yeah.
You know, like there's this phrase like, you're a grown-ass man, you know? And when people would say like, you're a grown-ass man, I'd be like, am I? You know, is that true? And it was no, the answer was no to that question. Like I didn't resonate with the whole grown-ass man thing until probably like some point between 28 and like 31. I would say at least like a year ago, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a man now. At 30, I guess, was like, it was a big birthday for me, and I took a lot of stock of my life. I think a lot of people do on their 30th birthday. Yeah. And that was a moment where I felt like, yeah, things are different now than they used to be, and I want different things, and I see the world differently. Yeah, I would say the 30th birthday was a big turning point for me.
Thanks for watching. I know you liked that conversation. Pretty funny, right? The whole grown-ass man conversation. Anyways, subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the bell for notifications. And by all means, leave a comment down below. I'd love to interact with you. Join the Facebook group and get on a discussion over there. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.